Day 40, Kapunda to Greenock Oval. I left Kapunda on some bitumen streets, on all the trails. Eventually passed an old mine site, so I stopped and had a bit of a read of that sign. Then the roads turned to dirt, and eventually, like a little bit out of town, I passed this shooting range, and the road was running right alongside it. I was walking right alongside it, and I'm hearing like shots going off, and I'm just thinking to myself, God, I hope they're a good shot. I don't want to get hit right now. And I had to walk past this, like by this crop, and it was such shit walking. Like the trail was so hard under feet with rocks and off camber, and the barbed wire fence was like leaning, so I was just walking along trying not to trip and fall into the barbed wire, so that was fun. And then I had to walk through some properties along some fence lines and through a lot of Salvation Jane, and there were so many bees in the Salvation Jane, so I'm trying to gently walk through and not disturb them. I felt so bad when I would brush straight past them and scare them and everything. But yeah, it's probably a wonder I didn't get stung, because there were quite a few bees in there. I then had this crop that I had to walk through. I'm not sure what it was, but it was just grassy, like it was just like long grass. But that was over my knees in some sections. So I was just walking with my trekking poles out in front of me, like stomping my way through, hoping that I would scare away all the snakes. But yeah, so I kind of went through that for a while up and over this hill. And then I crossed a road, crossed a stile, come into another property with a crop. And I'm pretty sure it was celery, and yeah, I had to walk straight through that as well. Like no going around it, just straight through it. And it was so high, like some sections were sort of like up to my shoulders, and I was like struggling to see like over it and see where the trail went. I was just kind of going off what had already sort of been squashed and following that. So yeah, that section was interesting. That went on for a little while too, climbing up this hill. Eventually popped out the other side of it, and yeah, turned around and had a look, and then I just felt like eating celery after that. Then I crossed some fences and was walking in just normal property past like vineyard properties, and then I found this nice little spot just to sit and have some lunch. I just laid out my Tyvek and sat down and ate my tuna, enjoying the view. After lunch I actually walked through like a vineyard, like along the fence, but on the vineyard side, a few more flower-filled fields. Trying to avoid the bees. And then it was pretty much just dirt roads into Greenock, with heaps of different crazy wildflowers growing either side. I saw so many different kinds of wildflowers. But yeah, dirt roads into Greenock, turned into like coming down sort of like a main street, I guess. Spotted the pub, which wasn't quite opened yet. Opened at 3 and I got there like just before 3. So I went for a walk a bit further down that street and found the oval where I was meant to camp, and kind of had a bit of a suss, killed a bit of time. I didn't really want to leave my stuff there, like set up and leave it there, so I just walked back to the pub. I was planning on getting a drink, and yeah, even though it was still early, I just sort of like hung out there, had a couple of drinks, and yeah, got tea like as soon as I could order, and they had Toblerone cheesecake on the menu for dessert, so I had one of them as well. It was delicious. That was day 40. Yeah, pretty easy one. Apart from the crop walking, that was a bit different. And I can highly recommend the Greenock pub. Very good. Good service, good food. Alrighty, I'm getting attacked by mozzies, so I'm gonna go, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya!